All right, first graders, welcome back to science. I am so sorry that I was unable to attend live today, but just know that I'm thinking about you and I hope this video makes up for it. So, the last time we met, I kind of introduced myself, even though most of you know me from kindergarten, but I still introduced myself and kind of talked very briefly about what was going to happen in science this year. But now I really want to really dive in a little bit more for what you can expect in science class and what science class will look like for you. All right, so we're going to move on from about me and we're going to go to my expectations. And my expectations are what I'm expecting from my students, what I'm expecting from you, first graders. All right, and right here is the first thing. It says respect one another. I really want us to be respectful, either if we're in person or if we're virtual. All right, and that's being kind to one another. When someone shares something, if you don't think it's the right thing to say, I still don't want you to be laughing or making fun of each other. We still need to be kind with each other and treat each other how we want to be treated. It's very important because we want everyone to feel comfortable sharing their ideas. All right. And I want us to adopt a growth mindset. Can you say growth mindset? Now, a growth mindset is the belief that you can do anything. If something is challenging, I don't want you to sit there like, it's too hard. I can't do this. Mr. Bergman, this task is too challenging. I just can't do it. No, a growth mindset is saying, I can do it. I know I can do it. And it may be difficult at first. A lot of things may be difficult when we first do them. But if we keep trying and doing our best, it'll become easier and easier, and then we'll become perfect. You know, when you all were learning to write and you kept writing your numbers backwards or your letters backwards, it would have been easy to say, I can't do it. I don't know the difference between writing a B or a D, but you had a growth mindset. You kept trying and it became easier and easier. And that's going to happen in science. There will be some things that are difficult, but if you keep trying and doing your best, you will be able to do it. And now, class, I really want us to use Google Meet appropriately. And by that, I mean, I don't want us playing in the chat. The chat room is to use only to have discussions or saying, Mr. Berglund, I have to go to the bathroom. All right. And Google Meet, I want us to come in our school attire. All right. I don't want to see you in your underwear or your Frozen pajamas or your Olaf pajamas. No, I want to see you in your school attire. All right. And please mute yourself. Keep muted until I call on you. Or if you have to go to the bathroom, say, Mr. Berger, I'm going to the bathroom. But I really want it to be quiet. And then if you have something to share, raise your hand, wait on me to call on you, and then I will call on you. And also for Seesaw, I will be posting all of our stuff on Seesaw, and I want to make sure you're using Seesaw for the right way. Again, on Seesaw, I expect you, whenever you do a video, to be wearing clothes and to not be in your pajamas. I want to make sure you're just like you're at school. You will be getting science kits. So we have pebbles and a container with little materials in it and some lenses. I really want to make sure we use the tools the right way, making sure we're not putting anything in our mouth. It is not safe to put anything in our mouth because we could choke on it, or it may not be healthy for our bodies. So we want to make sure that everything stays out of our mouth. But we will be using our senses. Our smell, you can smell, you can feel, you can hear, all right. And please just be safe with it, because if I see you being unsafe with it, I'm going to ask you to not use it, or I may tell your parents, all right, your son or daughter is not being safe with it. And when we do come to school in person, I'll take it away from you. I have an attention getter. So you know how Mr. Alfredo goes Crestview and you go Rockets. It's going to be just like that for Mr. Berglund, but I'll say science and you will say rules. So you're going to be talking about, what did you have for dinner? Oh my gosh, I love pasta. Oh my God, did you put tomato sauce on it? Or was it Alfredo? I'll go science. You're going to go rules, and then it's going to be quiet. All right. And now, kiddos, I just want you to do your best and have fun. If you try your hardest and pay attention and do everything you can that you think you can, you're gonna learn, and learning's gonna happen, and science will be fun. And I want us to have fun because learning should be fun. All right, I know you guys can do that. Now, student rights. What do I mean by students' right? It's something that you are entitled to. So you have the right, or you are entitled to share your ideas while the rest of you are listening and paying attention. So I want you to be able to share something, but I want if one of your classmates is sharing, I want you to listen so that you can respond. You may ask a question like, "I don't understand that," or "I agree with what you said," or "I disagree with what you said." Well, I want us to be able to share. You have the right to ask questions. Every one of you has the right to ask questions for things you don't understand. Maybe you need help with something. You know what, Mr. Bergman, I don't really understand what you mean about this, or what is a solid, or what do you mean by property? You can ask questions. I want you to feel comfortable to do that because we're being respectful, and your classmates shouldn't be laughing at you. You have the right to be treated with respect. I already talked about this. This is a classroom where we're all going to be respectful of one another. Our responsibilities. I really want you to speak loud enough for everyone to hear. When we're on Google Meets, it can be difficult for myself to hear you and for the rest of your classmates to hear you. So please speak in a loud voice so that everyone can hear you. And while everyone is talking, we need to be listening. I really need you to listen to others so you can hear what they're saying, because someone may ask something that you were already thinking about asking, but because you were listening, you don't have to ask it twice. Or someone may ask a question that will help you understand, or explain something that will help you understand a concept better. And it's okay to disagree with someone. You may Mr. Bergman may say, "I think that the grass is blue." And you'd be like, "Wait, Mr. Bergman, I disagree with you. I disagree because when I look at the grass, I see that the grass is green." So you see how someone disagreed, but they explained why they disagree. So whenever we disagree or agree with someone, we want to explain why we disagree or why we agree with them. Okay. So science journals. You all should have science journals. And you'd be like, what am I using this for? I am going to tell you. These science journals are going to be your diary or your journal to keep track of all the information that you have done in science. So in these journals, you're going to write notes. We are going to be observing the first unit. We're going to be observing solids and liquids. So when we do that, we're going to be taking note of what some solids feel like, what they smell like, how they look. And we're going to be writing. Cardboard feels rough, and you're going to write that, or you're going to draw it with little things so we have notes so we can go back and look at it and see, oh yeah, that's how the cork felt. All right. I sent home a science packet with worksheets in it. You're going to write in details on it, and you're going to take notes, and we're going to put those worksheets in your journal so that we can go back and look at what we posted. And when we do so, maybe your parents can help you, but we're going to post it chronologically so that everything is in order. So if we have something on September 1st, when we have class on September 2nd, it's not all the way back. We don't want to skip 30 pages and post something that happened right after something. We want to post page after page, just like you're reading a book. You don't want to skip pages when you're turning because you may miss something. Just like when you post in a science journal, you don't want to skip pages when something follows something else. All right? And I hope this is helpful because it'll help you learn the material. And this is something you're going to keep for the rest of your life. So when you're 30 years old and you're like, "Oh, I remember Mr. Berglund. He was such a fun teacher. Oh, let me look at my science journal. Oh, yeah, I remember I learned about solids and liquids when I was a yee-haw to a grasshopper." Okay? How class will work. We're almost done, kiddos. Hang with me. We will be meeting most of our classes. I know today we're not, but most of our classes will happen synchronously. And what synchronous means is live. Just like I met you for the first day, we will be meeting classes live. So we're interacting together on Google Meets. But there may be some times when I'm not going to be able to be there. So I will film a video just like this and you will get to watch it. We will be having discussions. We will be talking about science. We will be talking about our investigations and our projects and what we're seeing synchronously, so live, or we may have to do it asynchronous. I may ask you to go on the Seesaw, film a response like, What did you notice when you did this? Or what do you think happened? And you may have to film yourself, or we may discuss it together. I will be posting assignments on Seesaw. So you go to your teacher page and you will go on Seesaw just like you did for the questionnaire or asking me questions. You'll say, oh, Mr. Berger, we put an assignment. We may have to fill out a worksheet, or we may have to draw, or we may have to film ourselves. So you just go on Seesaw and you'll see everything that's posted. And I think every Friday I'm going to post an exit ticket. I may ask you to share what's one thing or two things you learned this week, or what are you still confused about, and that will help me better understand where you are and what you do or do not understand. So then when we meet next time, I can go back and I can help you. All right. I want science to be fun, and I want you to be able to learn. So remember, if you haven't already filled out the questionnaire or answered those questions on Seesaw, please go there and do so. You're still able to ask me 3 questions. They can be silly questions, they could be serious questions, all right, kiddos? But remember, we are going to be learning about solids and liquids first. So get prepared, put on your science goggles, you can put on your science hat, your science lab coat, and get ready for such a fun year. I can't wait to see how much you have grown and you learned this year. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. And I will hopefully see you live next time. Until then, have a great rest of your day, kiddos. I'll talk to you soon.